Stardew Valley. A slow, serene, calming experience. A beautiful world, rich in lore, deep character stories, beautiful world building that I completely ignore. Listen, I have 500 hours in this damn game, and I willingly ignore it all. I always skip cutscenes, forget the festivals. Don't even ask me about talking about characters, it's like the worst part of the game. I'm a speedrunner, in the most basic terms. For me, this is a system to be beat, not a story to be heard. Or at least, that's what I thought. But unexpectedly, as if by chance, I became magnetized to this part of the story that I never expected.
I mean, of course I know the basics, things like the community center versus the JoJo route. That's like the main plot of the game. You couldn't get away from it if you tried. And it's incredibly easy to follow, even if you don't read at all. It's the classic corporation versus the small town community at its core. Even a speedrunner can clock that. But here's the thing about Stardew. It tells you everything you need to know about its characters without forcing you to read a single line of dialogue. You just have to look. Haley obviously screams Mean Girl Blondie, while you can immediately tell Shane has some sort of issue. He's an angry, unkempt person, probably has some kind of problem, maybe addiction. You can tell from just looking into his room. Robin, Marnie, Demetrius, you can immediately tell their occupation just from their environment. The game is communicating constantly. It just never raises its voice. And then there are villager arcs, the real stories. Sebastian, Harvey, everybody else. I haven't really read those ones. But I know they're there. And I know they're substantial. And I know people who have read, every single one. For them, Stardew's a completely different game than what I play. I mean, there's lore buried so deep too, with the wizard and the dwarf and all this ancient history stuff that I could not even begin to comprehend. The game has an enormous amount to say. It just never forced me to listen. So mid-run, I was chasing a PB. I'm moving through Pelican Town the way I do, and I kind of see her again, Penny, and she's always there. And I think she's cute, and I remembered her. She's the cutest one to me. She always has been. But something did stick, because when I looked at her, really looked, I was thinking, there are some things that just don't add up for me. Why is she this kind, caring, quiet school teacher that lives in this little tiny trailer and has a bunch of trash out in front of it? It just didn't, it wasn't the picture that was painted for me in my head. It made me curious enough to stop just once for one cutscene. And what I saw had implied her mother had been abusive towards her. I had to set the game down for a minute.
Personally, I've experienced something very similar with my mother when I was a child. I mean, it's not something I really hide, it's part of who I am. But it's this world, this slow, serene farming game that I'm just speeding through, running through, right? It took me 500 hours, but there was a story there written for me. The thing is, I couldn't have planned that, but the game also couldn't have forced that on me whatsoever. It was my choice. If it tried to force me, I would have skipped through the dialogue and never would have known any of that. I came to the conclusion to reading that on my own. That's because what Concerned Abe does so well is he leaves that door open to walk through. He's not pushing you to learn all these stories. He's not pushing you to read all this dialogue, right? It's just, you do or you don't. You play the game the way you want to. It's almost not a multi-genre game, but you can play it in so many different ways that's why it's so special to so many people. Look, I guess what I'm saying is you can read every story there, or you can read no story. And that's the brilliance of this game. It is your choice. You get to make your choice every day. You can go mining, you can go farming. All you know is maybe you have a little bit of luck, more today than the last day. You can talk to everybody. You talk to nobody. Get married. Don't hang out with Krobus. Don't. You're living your fantasy life, and it's kind of awesome because it's not dictated by somebody else's vision.
After Penny, I got curious. I read a couple of other character stories, Alex, Haley, and I understood them. I could see why someone would love these characters. They just don't hit me the same way. And that's my point. Some people are Penny people. Some people are Shane people. Some people read through every single story in the game and feel all of it equally. And there are some people, like me, who sprint through 500 hours and get stopped by one little thing. At exactly the right moment, reasons that have nothing to do with the game and everything to do with your experience. Stardew makes room for all of it. It doesn't have one story. It has as many stories as it has players, because it trusts you to bring your own life and experience into it. I personally feel most games perform emotion at you, especially story-driven games. They build up to this one specific moment, they swell the music, they tell you this is the part where you're supposed to care. But Stardew just leaves the door open. And sometimes, if you're lucky, if the timing is right, if you recognize something in the game that just pulls you, you'll find something really, really special.
I guess I'm just saying, something draws to you, just try it. But if you're somebody making a game or a story, don't force anybody, because they just won't care. If you stuck around to the end, this is a new channel. I just lost my job, so if you would like to subscribe, I am uploading 2 to 3 times a week. I spent 2 weeks preparing all of this, so if you want to. If not, thank you for watching all the way through. I appreciate it. You are awesome.